Hotelbids basically solves three major problems in the hotel industry today. One is that 30% of the rooms are empty every day. Customers know that there's a vacancy, but still they have no direct access today because of OTAs. Second major problem is that OTAs are nowadays becoming so powerful that their commissions, booking fees are from 15% to 30%, and they control all the inventory, more or less. And the third thing is this: hotels are losing the connection with their customers today because 66-70% of the reservations are done online, and all the customer data is staying on that specific website of OTA. So what this Hotelbids does is, it's a simple, you stay at your price for the customers. So they get the value, and hotels have a platform which can fill their rooms, and they make the final decision.
This is the Lodging Leaders Podcast with John Albano. Session number 104.
Welcome to the Lodging Leaders Podcast, where top-performing hoteliers and hospitality industry experts share powerful insights and actionable advice to help you grow your portfolio. And now your host, John Albano.
Hey, Lodging Leaders, thank you so much for tuning in today. You can find the show notes, links, resources, and comments section for this episode at lodgingleaders.com/104. I want to take a minute to thank today's sponsor, Vertical Booking USA. You know, if you have an independent property or if you're part of an independent chain, you should really check this company out. Their innovative technology solutions include everything from a central reservation system for GDS distribution, a robust booking engine, a channel management system, a destination management system, and a reservation call center application. And it's all a la carte. You pick and choose what you need for your company. And they offer great customer service to help you implement the whole thing. I'll share more about Vertical Booking after the interview, including a few words from their president, Mark Lewis Brown. You know, I would love to connect with you to get your honest feedback about the show and to get to know you better. This is your podcast. So if you have any suggestions on guests or topics, let me know. You can send me an email at john@lodgingleaders.com, schedule a call with me at lodgingleaders.com/call, or even leave me a voice message at lodgingleaders.com/message. I promise I'll get back to you right away. All right, so today's guest is my friend Inder Sharma. Inder is a visionary, a serial entrepreneur, an angel investor, and an environmentalist seeking practical solutions to everyday life problems. Over the last 20 years, he's founded 15 companies varying from hospitality solutions to energy-efficient lighting to power generation. He founded Hotel.com back in 1996 and sold it in 2001. He then founded HotelSupplies.com, which became the platform for ChoiceBuys.com. And he also founded MetaBuy, which went public in 2001 with a valuation of $1.5 billion. In today's interview, we talk about his company, Hotelbids, which is a promising alternative to traditional OTAs that allows the consumer to bid on the amount they want to pay, similar to the Priceline.com model, but he puts the power back in the hotel's hands to accept or decline that offer. We talk about how he got the idea for the company, his vision, and how it's different from other OTAs, including a flat rate for commissions that is significantly lower than the competition and no contracts. We talk about how he plans to compete with these billion-dollar OTAs, where his funding is coming from, and his funding strategy moving forward. And we talk about his philosophy on who owns the customer in their transaction, one I wish OTAs and franchisors would embrace. You know, Inder is an inspiring entrepreneur, and he's out to disrupt the industry in a very positive way. I hope you enjoyed the conversation as much as I did. So without further ado, please welcome Inder Sharma of Hotelbids.com. Inder, welcome to Lodging Leaders. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Well, I'm excited, Jonathan, after 15 years or 14 years of knowing you, and suddenly you jump up in my life.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I want to give a quick thank you to our friend MP Rama from JHM Hotels for recommending this interview, because I'm definitely looking forward to it. We've known each other for a long time. You've got a lot of massive value to offer, and I'm excited to share you with the listeners.
Now I'm here. I'm really looking forward to leave a legacy. I believe in doing something. It's not about money. It's about leaving legacy, which helps the hoteliers.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we start out with you sharing a little bit about your background so our listeners can get to know you?
Well, in a nutshell, 34 years back, I moved to America for money and fame and driving SL 550, whatever you call it. I enjoyed all that. And I think United States gave me really great opportunity to whatever I want to do in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So my background is simple. I finished my master in microbiology and then landed up in the business world, came to internet era.
Mm-hmm.
I founded hotel.com, sold the hotel.com. And after that, I founded 3-4 more e-commerce companies. And one of them was hotelsupplies.com, which was kind of a platform, was transferred to choicebuys.com, which is using right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I founded another company, Medibuy, which went public with Goldman Sachs. So, bottom line is this, I had been entrepreneur whole my life.
Mm-hmm.
Did about 17 companies from scratch and finally took a U-turn starting from hotel.com back to the hotel industry again after almost 15 years of gap. So I tell you what I feel that anytime I start a company, I find the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Then I find a solution.
Mm-hmm.
And then find out the feasibility, whether I can make it happen or not. And any project I have done 17 out of that, maybe 7, 8 failed even, some miserably, some really partially. But what I have learned is the ownership of the company or the product or the solution has to go back to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
If that's there, then you have a winning scenario. Otherwise, you'll be struggling with the VCs, you'll be struggling with the whole competition scenario. So I did the homework. And then I jumped into this venture, what we are talking about today. So my background is simple. I find the solution for a problem which exists and hopefully make it a business out of it,
Yeah. So actually, are you a coder? Are you a technology background, or is it more of a business background and finding the right people to create the solutions?
My background is simple. I'm a business guy. And I scope everything I can put on the piece of paper, napkin. It started with the napkin and end up in a almost 1,000-page codes,
Mm-hmm.
So I use the right people at the right time. And I think my background is purely business.
Got it. Okay. So your new company is called Hotelbids. On a very top level, tell us what it is and what kind of a service you provide.
Hotelbids basically solves 3 major problems in the hotel industry today.
Okay.
One is that 30% of the rooms are empty every day.
Mm-hmm.
And we are trying to hit those 30% of the rooms and basically creating the demand from the hotel side. Hey, there's rooms available and customers know that there's a vacancy, but still they have no direct access today because of OTAs.
Mm-hmm.
Second major problem is that OTAs are nowadays becoming so powerful that their commissions, booking fees are from 15% to 30%.
Mm-hmm.
And they control all the inventory, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing is this, hotels are losing the connection with their customers today. Because 66-70% of the reservations are done online and all the customer data is staying on that specific website of OTA.
Got it.
So hotel doesn't have that problem. So what this Hotelbids does is, it's a simple, you stay at your price for the customers. So they get the value and hotels have a platform which can fill their rooms and they make the final decision. It's not like, so we have no parity issues. So what it does is very simple model. Customer goes on the Hotelbids site, put down there Los Angeles. I want to stay there in May from 15th to 16th and I can afford only $50. So we take that $50 request to all the hotels in Los Angeles and those hotels make the decision. So when the request goes, it goes as a red dot, basically red color. That means it's a request. Hotel sees that request and he says, I like it, I accept it. It turns yellow at the customer side. When it becomes yellow and customer says, I like these 3 hotels, but I select one because it's close to my location, close to my office, and the ratings are good and pictures are good. And he selects that and this becomes green. So it's just like a traffic. And that's how our whole logo is designed around.
I love it. So basically the customer says, look, this is my budget. I can afford $50 for the night. Throw it out to a couple of different properties, make the selection, and the property has an opportunity at that point. Whatever their marketing efforts are working and they don't want to accept that $50 rate, they could decline it, right?
Perfect. They control the inventory. They control the inventory.
Got it.
And one of the best part, Jonathan, they pay only $7.
Got it.
No more 20%, 15%, 30% reservation fees. So what we are trying to do is empower the hoteliers again.
Got it. I love it. Give the power back to the hotel. I mean, it's their business.
Right.
So where did you get the idea for Hotelbids?
I think it was 1996 when I had the hotel.com. And at that time, I was doing a Hotelsupplies.com. And that was a bidding program. So I always believe the customer is the king. Customer should get the best value.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote the software at that time but we never did it after selling hotel.com. But when after 15 years later, when I realized that this 30% of the inventory is going wasted after 12 o'clock midnight, and hotels have no power to market that product because of parity issues, I realized I think this is the perfect platform to help hoteliers, because you're bringing the customers to the hotels to attack that 30% inventory, which is the gap.
Right. And then you're not diluting the value of your rack rate. You're really just giving up some supply at the last minute, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what changed? I mean, we're talking almost 20 years difference, right? When the OTA started becoming a dominant force, and they've grown rapidly over the last 20 years. Why now?
I think OTAs were at the perfect time when the internet started, right?
Yeah.
It was a great platform for the hoteliers at that time. And I salute them, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason I had the hotel.com and I had a great vision to do it. But what happened because of consolidations, the hotels became more weaker because they became more stronger. And now they control the contracts, they control the inventory, they control commissions now.
Yeah.
So I felt that because my association with especially Asian American Hotel Owners Association, and I talk to all the people every year, and friends like Mike Levin, MP Rama, Hiten, all these people, and they always talk about it, tell the complaints, they complain about it, but they never do anything. And I realized, I think there has to be a solution.
Yeah.
And I said, this is the time, at least we can do two things in steps. One is reduce the booking fees to $7, which is flat fee now, which I disclose it to you. And the second thing is this, attack that 30% of the inventory and without attacking the parity, that issue in the contract. So I wanted to make a platform where they get to pay the less commission, at the same time, no parity issues, and fill their rooms.
Got it.
So timing is perfect.
Yeah, it does sound perfect. But my concern is, what about the hotel that, let's say they allocate 10% of their inventory on Expedia, and they want to allocate some of their inventory with Hotelbids? There still is a rate parity issue with Expedia. They could be in violation of their contract with Expedia if they're discounting their rate with you, could they not?
So we are not discounting the rates. That's the beauty.
Okay.
What we are doing is we take the customer going to the market, shopping for, let's say, apple and oranges. But I'll buy your apples or oranges. Give me at $2 per pound, but not at $3, right?
Yeah.
And the shopkeeper has 20 pound and he has to get rid of it because otherwise they go waste at 12 o'clock midnight or whatever you call it, right? So this is the perfect model for the hoteliers to give those rooms at their own choice based on their occupancy. So they control the rate and the inventory.
Got it. So your model is kind of like Priceline then, isn't it? In the sense that the customer is proposing, they're making a bid on what they want to pay. They put that out there, but it sounds like a little bit different though, right? Because the decision for booking that room, for accepting that offer that potential guest is going to make is now in the hands of the hotelier, not Priceline.com, for example. Is that correct?
Perfect. That's the main differentiation because hotels will be making the decision, not the OTA.
Yeah, absolutely. It's their business. Yeah.
And this is the power because if I have 20 rooms and my ADR is $70 and somebody offering me 60, I'll take it. But in that case, Priceline makes a decision to who he gives that business.
Yeah.
So we want to keep all these hotels at the level field because it's not fair for the hotels.
No, I agree. I totally agree. So how are you going to brand this? I mean, you're taking on these 800-pound gorillas here. So these guys have billion-dollar budgets, and how are you going to compete?
You know, this is a billion-dollar question. And I tell you in very simple sentences, only two. One is, I believe in God. Corporates don't believe in God, they believe in money. Makes a difference. And the second thing is this, I'm giving the ownership of this platform to the hoteliers.
How?
Now, that means it will be funded by the hoteliers. It's already funded by the hoteliers. So when they have the ownership in this product, they will market it. I'll give you a simple example. I want to start where I have low hanging fruits. What do you call it? You know, I have good relationship with them, right? I've talked to hundreds of hoteliers and everybody has said yes to me so far. So my simple marketing avenue will be very simple that I will request the hotelier, anytime a guest check out, please give this VIP card of the Hotelbids. And what it does is, rather than I put a $1 million ad in the newspapers and TVs, hotel is marketing the product on daily basis. Guest checks out, his HB card. Guest checks out, HB card. So imagine, AHOA has 1.7 million rooms. Even 50% of the hotels give that card to people. You're talking about 13 million people every month receiving that card of HB. And that's more powerful than in TV ad or anything else. Now, besides that, Of course, we are funded and we are seeking more funding. We are going to use the internet power. In India, we have a SEO team, very strong IT team, which take care of all the SM, social media and all that. And that is really producing good results for us in India now.
Got it.
We have team of about 12, 13 people who work 24/7 on the SEO, which is equivalent to basically publishing the TV, radio and everywhere else, almost equal to $10 million. And we are accomplishing that with a small amount of budget. So, we are going to use the social media to the maximum.
Got it.
I think the branding is one of the major challenges for us. When you have $1 billion marketing budgets of these OTAs, now we have to really carefully see how we spend our money and use our resources and strategic partnerships. I feel very strongly that hoteliers, once they take the ownership, which I'm very comfortable because after talking to hundreds of hotels, corporates, everybody wants to do this because who wants to pay 20% bottom line? That's a lot of money. Here we are talking about $7 per night per booking fee, which is very reasonable when it comes to the fees. Once they take the ownership and every hotelier gives that card away, every checkout, look, we are the group of 20,000 hotels. You can choose any hotel out of 20,000 starting from Econo Lodge to Choice Hotels to Best Western to the Hyatts and Marriotts and Hiltons even, by the way. They have a choice today. And they also get the VIP discount, which we will set aside after discussing with these hoteliers. I feel this will leave immense marketing impact on the real users who are checking out every day. Rather than I am hitting the TV and the news media on the potential hotel travelers, right? Here you are really people who are checking out, oh, this is Hotelbids. So every time they check in, they check out, they see that card and they will register online. They have an app download and we'll create some incentive program like, loyalty cards, reward cards. And I think it will pick up. We are talking about not 1 year, 2 years. It might take us 5, 7 years, but we will be a viable force as a brand.
That's fantastic. And I love the idea of the business model with a flat fee to the hotelier instead of this percentage, which seems to be creeping up year after year right now. I love it. So what is the USP, the unique selling point of Hotelbids? Like, what do you think is kind of your secret sauce?
I think secret sauce has only two things mainly. One is the flat fee, $7.
Yeah.
Hotels love it.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay more than, right? And second secret sauce is we are targeting at the moment all empty rooms. So hotels can really market their empty rooms today. Today is sitting there, only they are at the mercy of OTAs. Here we are going to put a requisition, like a influx of customers coming to your hotels, like e-walk-ins. So we are creating basically a e-walk-in platform where person staying in India, London, doesn't matter where he is, he can say, I'm coming to Atlanta. I want to stay 2 days. My budget is $100. Hey, fill your rooms. And everybody's in the playing field. So I think this is the secret sauce, reducing their commissions, increasing the bottom line. And second thing, giving them the opportunity to fill their last minute rooms.
I like it. So I'm trying to understand just the basic process. So I've got a hotel here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to try your company out to see if it's going to convert well for me. Do I register with you and create a profile like you did with the other OTAs where you define the property and your room types and your rates and things like that? How does it work with you?
So hotels go online, they register their property, and we assist that in that process because, a lot of hotels have registered in so many platforms and they have no time, right? So we have a sports system in India 24/7. We register their hotel. They don't have to give us a rate even, by the way. They just tell us the ADR, this is our ADR, and they can set, please do not send any request to us less than $50 or $60 or $100 so they don't waste their time.
Nice.
So this way, they control how many requests they want. If their occupancy drops to 50%, they might give more discount, right? So they can set their price, but they're not publishing. That's the beauty. So that's totally discreet.
I got it. So somebody could throw out an offer for $49 a night, but if my hotel has a minimum threshold of $50, I'm not even going to see that bid because I don't want to waste my time on bids below 50.
Absolutely.
Love it. That is fantastic because again, hoteliers, their best job is running the hotel. It's not dealing with these menial tasks of responding to bids that are not even relevant, right? They're not even worth their time.
We don't want to overwhelm them. We don't want to.
Exactly. So you mentioned a little bit about the funding, right? So you said you've got a lot of hoteliers that have funded the project up until now. But obviously, you're going to have much deeper pockets down the road as services expand and as your footprint in the industry expands. What are your plans for long-term funding?
I think in the phase one, we already have the list of a lot of hotelier investors right now in the pipeline. And we are taking the money as we need it, by the way, because we want to make sure we are not a corporate who burns the money or startup burns the money. Because their money is very valuable to us. So we have a list of investors already in the pipeline, and we'll be taking the money from them as the time comes by. However, we are also approaching the franchise companies like Best Western, Wyndham, and Choice Hotels, or La Quinta, because this is their platform, right? So hopefully, if one of them invests in the next round, you're talking about they have accepted the platform, which will be the kind of confirmation what we are doing. Validation of the idea what we're doing for them, right? Once they do that, then we go on the next round, maybe investor money like VCs. So at the moment, we are looking only strategic money, and we have no dearth of that strategic money today.
Got it. Now, I wonder if any of the franchisors would try to have a non-compete. So if Choice decided to play well with you, maybe Wyndham wouldn't, right? Would you ever find yourself in a situation where you would have a non-compete?
I don't think it's here we are competing. We are complementing their efforts, basically.
Right.
We are another OTA with the $7, if you look at the overall picture. Because Wyndham is working with every hotel, what you call the OTA. They're working with the Expedia, Orbitz, Hotwire, Hotel.com. Because what they want, looking for the customers, right? Their goal is to fill their rooms. So we are the equal platform. And in fact, it helps them more because certain OTAs have good affinity with certain franchise companies, whereas they ignore the other one, right? We are the only platform where we will give everybody the same right. Only benefit for their franchise members is they're not paying 20%. They're paying only $7.
Right.
So in fact, this is a complement platform to them rather than competition. It's not a competition at all. And we have spoken to.
Yeah, I think actually that's the wrong word. I was really thinking more like along the lines of an exclusivity agreement. If you think back to when the iPhone came out, AT&T was the only carrier that could offer the iPhone. And I remember, it was big news like 3 years afterwards when they finally opened it up and other carriers could also support the iPhone. So that's more along the lines of what I was talking about is not necessarily competition, but if Choice wanted to play nicely with you, but then they said, well, you can't do anything with any of our competitors, that could obviously cause major problems for people that have diverse portfolios.
Yeah, I think the bottom line comes back to is, do you want a customer? Everybody will say yes, right?
Exactly.
Do you want $7 booking fee? Yes.
Right.
I mean, beyond that, there's nothing else. If you ask me, we are their best partners right now today. That's the best solution they can ever have.
Yeah. So tell me this. I got to ask you the hard question, though. So who owns the customer? So it depends on who you're talking with, some of the brands, or if you talk with some of the OTAs, they believe that they own the customer. The moment that transaction happens and the person hits enter or submit on that web form, they own the customer, not the hotel actually providing the service. What is your position on that?
My position is very simple. The customer belongs to the hotel, not to me.
Amen.
Because the moment the customer reserves, he has access to that data of our. If hotel wants to market to that customer ever, they can do that, by the way. And that's what we will separate ourselves. We are building a unique product, which I'm not going to disclose too much about it. We are developing a individual hotel SEO program using their customer base. What it will do is every hotel owner can control their SEO internet space. Today they don't.
Wow.
We are going to the next level where they will be able to market their hotels. Think about it. The 25% of the guests come over there. They love the hotel. They love the service. They know the people. They stay all the time. That's a loyalty, right? Now they can create a SEO program to attract them and their referrals. Hey, go there. We stayed there, which does not exist today.
Right.
Today, loyalty of the customer is with the OTA, not with the hotel anymore, by the way.
Of course. Yeah. And that's by design. That's what the OTAs want. Yeah.
And what we are trying to do is we are trying to change that mindset. Look, I got a beautiful service from Hilton Garden in Atlanta. I should have connection to, I know them very well, right? So I have no problem if they book the hotel directly on the hotel Hilton site. But if they book it, I'm happy, by the way. So I'm not competing with the franchise companies even the way they want their customers to book their hotels on their own site. The beauty about us, we're the lowest. You pay only $7, you still own the customer.
Right.
But only difference is if they're booking through us, the customer belongs to the hotel and they can interact with them. We will share the data technically. If the customer is booking the hotel, he selected the hotel, not we. He selected the hotel. You have built a relationship. We want that relationship to go to the next level.
I just wish more people thought like you, because that's what it comes down to. And that's one of the issues that I have. I mean, I've done shows on email marketing, for example, and I know that some of the brands restrict their licensees from emailing their customers that stay at their property. which to me is ridiculous. It's their property. The customer stayed in their bed at their property. Why can they not build a relationship with them? But they're in violation of their franchise agreement if they do that. And I love hearing you setting that tone early on with your company, saying, no, we're not taking the customer, we're just bringing the customer to you.
Absolutely. And not only that, I think this is where the hotels are not able to really fill their last minute rooms even, right? They cannot market. They cannot market anywhere. And marketing cost for an individual hotel is too expensive.
Right.
It's too much. So what they would do, they depend upon the OTAs or franchise companies. So here we want to bring the hotel close to the customer and the franchise company. It's not like we are taking the customers from the franchise companies. The customer belongs to franchise company from their side. Customer belongs to hotel from our side. So we share that information with them. We share those habits, what customer is doing in that area, why he's traveling to that specific city on a specific time of the year. So I think these are the things, and artificial intelligence and all that, once we have enough, in my opinion, it will help hotels to specially utilize their inventory effectively, how they can market it.
Got it. Yeah, I like it.
Without having the parity issues even, by the way.
Yeah, which is huge.
Yeah, they don't have to necessarily, by the way, give a special rate $49 rather than $69, right? They can simply say, hey, we have a city and this is the event happening in town. If you are there, feel free. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because franchise company will still get their cut.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, they're still going to benefit. Yeah.
But in our case, and we have no problem if the customer makes the reservation with hotel directly, even by the way, because our vision is not to build this company into a billion-dollar corporate. We are building enabler platform which helps these hoteliers. If they want to use it, use us. But we will create a simple platform that customer will come here first, then go to the hotel. Or if they go to hotel, they're still sharing their information. So they have nothing to lose to use our system anyway.
Got it. So, Inder, you mentioned AHOA, and that's how you and I know each other. I mean, didn't you design the first AHOA website back in the 90s?
Yes, 94, I registered the domain name for AHOA.com.
I love it.
And then I ran the website for 7 years for AHOA, maintained it, designed it.
Yeah.
And AHOA was pretty much a viable organization. Then we gave the AHOA.com. But I think it was fun to work with them.
Yeah, when I came on board, I think it was January of 2001. That's one of the things I noticed is it was really state of the art. It was a cutting edge website, but there was no one on the AHOA staff that knew anything about technology. So I came on board and I immediately adopted that responsibility. And so that's how you and I started to work together. So how can the AHOA membership and the organization as a whole work together to help make Hotelbids more successful? To really, because I think your platform offers so much potential, right? So how can you guys work together to support that?
I think the three things. First is education, right? They have to know that what we are doing.
Yeah.
So for that, we started advertising in the AHOA magazine, Hotellerie magazine. You must have seen it. We are going to do all the regional shows.
Good.
To make the awareness.
Yeah.
We are going to do the town hall meetings. So we want to have interaction one-to-one.
Got it.
Hey guys, this is the platform. This is yours. So message has to be very crisp. This is not my platform or my investor's platform. This is your platform. And this is the value we bring to you short term. Short term is we are filling your rooms and giving you $7. And the long term is it will become a booking engine once we are brand. So today we are nobody, right? But eventually in the 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, we will be a brand like Hotel.com or Expedia or Orbitz. And there's no doubt about it, by the way, because the customer gets what they want. And in our case, there are two customers. Hotel is our customer and the customer is a customer to us, right?
You're right. Exactly.
And we are bringing value to both. So in my opinion, I think AHOA, once they know the value, they will support us. Now, why they will support us? Because there's a value in the system. In return, we are asking them, take the ownership.
Yeah.
Please help us to take it to the next level. And what they have to do is respond to the request coming to you. So simple thing. We are not crossing the parity issue, right? If a request comes to you, $50 and your room is $70, please accept it.
Yeah.
If you accept one time, customer will come back to Hotelbids again. And we are asking only for first year only, by the way. So what it's going to do is, if somebody goes to your door and he asks you, Jonathan, give me $5, please, I need it, and you give it to me. Guess what? My hope in your friendship goes to the next level. If I have a need in the future, hopefully I'm not in that emergency, but you will always help me out, right? According to your needs. So I feel that if AHOA feels that if we can do for HB, I think HB can become a brand. They will do it. So like John F. Kennedy says, very simple word, what you can do for country, right? What not country can do for you, right? It's the same way. What you can do for me, for AHOA, you give it to me this, you will have a brand. So I think it is very simple. I think it's a question of awareness, how we can take that message to them.
Yeah, and overcoming the obscurity is the toughest thing. And I think your approach that was rock solid. I mean, AHOA is a grassroots membership, and the way to interact with them is the regional conferences. It's the trade shows. It's the annual convention in San Antonio next month. Are you guys going to be there?
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
We have booth 1222, so it's a great number. You know, one of the best parts, Jonathan, I approached Mike Levin. I'll give you a small story. I went to Mike Levin. I always talk to him before I start any project, right? He's like my father. So I went to him, met in his office. He smiled. What's up to Inder? What's going on? Why are you here? I said, Mike, this is what I want to share with you. You know, blink of a second, he says, Inder, do it. This was exactly April 2015. And I started coding. And I said, Mike, I launched in India. Jonathan, he sent me wire instructions for funds. Do it. It helps the hotel industry.
I love that. That is fantastic.
So Mike Levin is one of the founder of the Hotelbids. He put his money where his mouth is. And you know, that's incredible.
And that man has done that for his whole career. He provided some of the seed money for AHOA back in
1992, exactly, yeah.
So it's just amazing to hear that he sees the value in this so quickly, and then he actually put his money where his mouth was.
And he did serious money. It's not small money. He put his serious money and without asking questions. And that's what gives me so much energy and so much responsibility on my shoulders. You know what? I can do it and I will do it. I have done it in the past. It's another challenge. So I'm excited about it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is very, very exciting. And that's part of what I want to do with the podcast is to share great opportunities for hoteliers to either grow their profitability, to be better hoteliers, to enjoy what they're doing more, things like that. And the promise for what you guys are offering to me is stellar. And so it's great to be sharing this with so many people. So tell us how our listeners can find you online, you know, your website, social media, things like that.
So we have Facebook, we are on the Twitter, we have LinkedIn page. And the best part is we have hotelbids.com.
Yeah.
And we are on the App Store. You can go to Google, iPhone or Android both. Right now we are booking only in India because we launched in India.
Got it. Okay.
So give you a little bit what's happening right now. We are in India with 3,500 hotels.
Wow.
In 100 cities.
Wow.
And within 6 months of period.
So when are you planning to roll out in the United States then?
So AHOA convention in San Antonio on 11th or 12th of April, that's the time we are going to launch and start the registration of the hotels. And I think within 4 months, 5 months later, once we have at least 10, 15 hotels in each city, we will launch it.
Got it.
So it will be a slow rollout. I mean, we have a long road to go because branding is the issue, how we are going to get the customers, that will be the issue. But the good news is we launched in India. India knows this exists. So when we put on the website there, on the app there that, hey, if you want to booking a hotel in US, you can book it now. Now they will. And one of the best parts, Jonathan, India loves bargaining. You know that?
Yes, I've been twice. I know exactly. Yeah.
So when they're looking for hotels in US and they want to come on vacation, they can always put down, hey, I'm looking for 10 nights, 3 rooms with my family. I'm traveling. I'm looking for about $60 room in downtown Anaheim. Guess what? We take that request to every AHOA member or anybody who's registered on the site. But at the moment, our focus is AHOA, by the way, because our goal is to help first AHOA and anybody can join. I mean, it's an open platform.
I mean, I love it. What I like about the platform is, as the consumer, you want to feel like you got a deal.
Yeah.
So, you got the advertised rate. If you can get $5 off, you feel like you won there, right? And so I think it's a great opportunity for, as you said, obviously the biggest thing is for hoteliers to get rid of some of that surplus inventory that's just going unused every night. But it's also, you're giving the consumer where they feel like they had a little bit of a win. So they're in charge of their destiny a little bit. They get to throw this offer out. If the hotel feels like it's a good deal, they'll take it. If not, they get to pass and they're done.
And the good news is, it's viral. If I'm a customer and I got a room for $50 in Atlanta in the 3-star hotel, right? I will book next time. I'll go there.
Yeah, of course.
The reason probability of getting room is high because we are taking the same request to 30 hotels.
Yeah.
Everybody is plain field. So probability of getting the best rate and filling the last minute is pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not competing with the hotel.com or we are not competing with Expedia even, by the way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
They have their regular customers.
Yeah.
Let them fill the regular rooms up to 50%. We fill the empty rooms, right?
Yeah. To me, it's almost like it's just another tool in the toolbox for hoteliers to get their inventory out there.
That's correct. And without any lengthy contracts, we don't make the hotels commit to any inventory. We don't want them to publish any rate on the site. It's a push and pull technology.
Yeah.
We'll push the customer and they can pull it. They have choice to accept it, reject it, or they can put the automatic bidding, by the way. They can say on specific day at this occupancy, we will accept between 60 and 70. So they don't have to go on the computer even, by the way. It goes back to the customer as a yes.
So let me just break that down and make sure I followed that. So let's say that the hotel does a great business during the week because it's mostly business travelers, but not so strong on the weekends or something. So in that scenario, they could say if it's a Friday and Saturday night, we will accept this price range guaranteed and just have it there and they're done. They're not sitting there monitoring it, updating it, adjusting it or anything like that.
Absolutely.
I love it.
A lot of intelligence is built in the platform.
This is exciting stuff. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show and share your product and your vision. I mean, you're such an inspiring technology developer. You've done some amazing things over the years. You're highly respected by the Asian American community and the hotel industry as a whole.
Thank you.
It's so nice to see that you're doing something like this to really step up and try to change. You're actually a disruptor in the industry.
All these OTAs, not today, by the way, in the next 10 years or 8 years, I feel they'll come back to the same level, charging flat fee. There's no reason for them to charge 25% of the $200 ADR. $50 is not digestible.
Yeah.
That's the profit going from the hotel to the OTA.
It's really not sustainable. If you think about it, it's almost like the parasite-host relationship, right?
Yeah.
If it's a little bit too much, they actually kill the host and they screw themselves, right?
And that's what's happening. You know what? A lot of hotels, I have seen their bottom line, P&L statements. The net profit is about 11 to 12%, right?
Yeah.
And they make 15%, and these people work whole 12 months, and what they get? 11%, 10%. Sometimes they don't make it even if occupancy goes down, but they make always. So my point, I'm not against any OTA. I'm for a fair business practices. And I think time has come where hoteliers should be empowered back to control their inventory and their bottom line.
Couldn't agree more.
Jonathan, thank you so much. I think I'm seeing you after 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to come back. So it is all destiny. Remember I told you in the beginning?
Yeah.
Only two things can help me. God.
Absolutely.
And he brings the right people at the right time. So my investors are all hoteliers.
Yeah.
The people who are helping to market it, they're all hoteliers from nowhere.
Yeah.
Here comes Jonathan, and you take your interview and podcast to all these hoteliers and all. So it is all happening. To me, everything is falling in place. And I'm very confident that I think I go with my gut feeling. So far, I have been very, very lucky. And I think this is definitely going to happen. I'm very confident.
It's exciting. I'm grateful to be on the cusp of this as you're getting ready to roll it out in the United States and to be able to feature you on the show. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Jonathan, thank you so much.
I wish you well.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Inder Sharma of Hotelbids.com. This is session number 104, and you can find the show notes, resources, links, and comments section for this episode at lodgingleaders.com/104. I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Vertical Booking USA. I'll be honest, I've never personally used Vertical Booking, but I did my homework, and I reached out to a couple companies that do use it, and they love it. Chip Elbers of Buckhead America Hospitality uses it for a couple of their independent properties, and Doug Collins of Budgetel uses it for all of their licensees. I featured the president for Vertical Booking, Mark Lewis Brown, back in episode number 26. And if you missed that episode, check it out. Mark is a rock star in this industry, an amazing entrepreneur, and he's been developing products for the hospitality space for over 25 years. He really knows this stuff. So instead of me telling you about the product, I decided to have Mark come on the show and tell us a little bit about it.
So Vertical Booking is a CRS system that helps the independent chains manage all of their online reservations and booking flows with all of our products condensed into one system. So there's not necessary for the individual hotel or the CRS to go buy a channel manager, a separate booking engine. It's all in our system. So you pick and choose what your hotel requires out of the system, and we implement it for you, along with some great service and a relationship that helps you on your day-to-day management of the system.
All right, so if you want to check out Vertical Booking USA, I made a special link for them. Just go to lodgingleaders.com/vertical. If you like what you've heard today, please consider sharing it. There are links at the bottom of the show notes for each episode, which make it super easy for you to spread the word. If you haven't done so already, visit us online at lodgingleaders.com and subscribe to the podcast. There are links for subscribing on iTunes, Android, and Stitcher. There is no cost to subscribe. All it means is that you'll automatically be notified when the next episode is released. And if you're enjoying the show, consider leaving us an honest review on iTunes. It really does help us out, and I promise I read every one of them on the show. Thank you so much for listening in today. I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Lodging Leaders Podcast at www.lodgingleaders.com.